This vintage book is called The Four Musicians of Bremen, and I remember my mom telling me this story. This one originally belonged to a Laura Beth Little, and the copyright for this one is 1946. There was once a donkey who had worked very hard in his youth. When he grew so old that he could no longer work, his master planned to get rid of him. The donkey guessed that there was something in the wind and decided he had better leave. One day he sneaked out of the barn and ran off to town to get a job in a band of musicians. He hadn't gone very far when he met a large hunting dog, limping along and panting. "What's the matter?" the donkey asked. "I have been faithful to my master for many years," said the dog with a sigh, "but now that I am too old to hunt with him, he plans to kill me and sell my hide. As soon as I discovered this, I decided to run away, and here I am." "Friend," said the donkey cheerfully, "much the same thing happened to me. I am now bound for town, where I shall become a street musician. Why don't you come with me? I'll play the trombone, and you can bang on a drum." The dog thought this was a wonderful idea, and the two runaways traveled on together. Before long, they met a cat sitting by the roadside, looking very unhappy. "Hey there, Whiskers, what's the matter with you?" called the donkey. "Now that I am too old to catch mice, my master plans to drown me," complained the cat. "We are off to town to become musicians," said the donkey. "Wouldn't you like to join us?" "I would be very happy to join you," said the cat with a smile. So the three walked on together. Soon they came to a farmyard, and there on the gatepost sat a rooster, his head drooping with sorrow. "Why, Redcomb, what's your trouble?" asked the donkey. "Because I am old, my mistress plans to chop off my head and serve me for dinner tomorrow," crowed the rooster sadly. "There is no need for tears, my friend," said the donkey. "We are going to town to be musicians. Won't you join us?" The rooster was very pleased with the idea and agreed to join the party. The town was quite a long distance, and the four friends could not reach it in one day. Towards night, they found themselves in a deep forest and decided to sleep there until morning. The donkey and the dog lay down underneath a tree, and the cat and the rooster stayed up in the branches. The cat on the lower branches and the rooster on the topmost twig. Before the rooster went to sleep, he took a long look around. Not too far away, he spied a tiny light. "Hey, hey," he called. "I see a light. There must be a house nearby." They all agreed to see whether they could stay at the house for the night, since their present quarters were none too comfortable. They walked through the forest, and the light became larger and larger. Soon they found themselves in front of a small house. The donkey, being the tallest, crept up to the window to look in. "What do you see?" whispered the rooster. "Oh my, a table full of wonderful food and drink, and a band of robbers eating it all," answered the donkey, hungrily without turning around. "If only we could be in their place," said the dog. "And I'm so hungry I feel weak," said the cat. "What a feast we could have," crowed the rooster. They decided that they must find a way of getting rid of the robbers. At last they thought of a plan. The donkey put his forefoot on the window ledge. The dog climbed on the donkey's back. The cat jumped on the dog's back, and the rooster flew up and perched on the cat's back. When they were ready, the donkey signaled, and they all set up to cry as loud as they could. The donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat meowed, the rooster crowed. In the middle of the noise, the four jumped through the window, glass and all. The robbers sprang up from the table and fled in terror. They were sure that a pack of demons had attacked them. The four friends lost no time in sitting down to the fine feast. They ate and ate and ate until they had eaten almost all the food on the table. When they were all full, they blew out the light and found a resting place for the night. The donkey went outside and slept on a pile of hay. The dog stretched out underneath the kitchen table. The cat settled down near the fireplace beside the warm ashes. And the rooster perched on a gable on top of the house. They were all tired after their long walk and the big feast, so it was not very long before they were all fast asleep. Sometime after midnight, the robbers came out from their hiding place and sneaked close to the house. All seemed safe and quiet. The robber chief ordered one of his men to go closer and look around. He did so, and since everything looked fine, he thought he'd go inside and light the lamp. By the fireplace, the cat's eyes glowed in the darkness, and the robber, thinking they were embers, held out his match. The cat sprang at him, scratching and spitting. The frightened robber ran for the door, and as he passed the kitchen table, the dog bit him on the leg. The robber yelled and ran out of the door as fast as he could go. As he passed the pile of hay, the donkey gave him a hearty kick with his hind hoof. The rooster, who had been awakened by all this noise, began to crow, "Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo!" The robbers didn't stop running until they reached the robber chief. Puffing and panting, and with his knees trembling so that he could hardly stand, he gasped, "Horrible, horrible, by the fireplace sat a fiendish witch. She scratched me with her long nails and breathed her hot breath on me. By the doorway lay a man with a long knife, and as I passed he stabbed me. Out in the yard lurked a huge black monster with a club, and he whacked me as I flew by. On the roof sat a justice who cried, 'Catch the thief!' I ran here as fast as I could. The robbers decided to go away and never return." The next day, the donkey went off to town and purchased a trombone, a drum, a harmonica, with the robber's loot. He brought them back to the little house where the four friends practiced for 2 whole weeks. On the following Saturday, they went to the town square and gave a concert. The people were delighted, and the musicians collected quite a sum of money by the end of the day. They went back to their house in the woods, tired but happy. 6 days a week, the donkey, dog, cat, and rooster lived in their house. They practiced an hour a day and spent the rest of the time keeping house and making themselves comfortable in their old age. Every Saturday, they went to town to give concerts, where they earned enough to keep them for the next week. The end.